Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to a couple of markets to have a look at a couple of gaming shops slash stalls to my local area. First off, we're down to the Red Roof Market to look at a place called Avalon Collectibles. I've been in here recently and picked up a few games that you would have seen on one of my pickup videos. However, we're going to go down and have a look, see what else we can find, and hopefully pick up a couple of more that we may need. Following that, we are off to Cambourne Pool. So we're off to Pool Market. There's a stall in the market. There's a lovely gentleman in there, and I've picked up a few games from him in the past. He's got a massive stall with CDs, DVDs, lots of games on the back. So if you haven't been down there, check it out. He's got some great games at some really good prices, and he is a really lovely gentleman. So pop down and see him. We're going to go down there, see what else we can find, and hopefully add a few more to the Wii collection. First up though, we've got a couple of parcels to drop. So we've got one at the post office and a couple to my local shop. So they're our first stop. Let's go. Well, that's 2 parcels dropped. We have 2 more to pick up and 1 to drop, so we're going to go down to the next shop now. Let's go. So that's all our parcels dropped off and our parcel picked up. So we'll show you that in Friday's video, so stay tuned for that. Let's go down to Avalon Collectibles and have a look, see what they've got. So, a very short clip of us entering the market there. Unfortunately, the owner wouldn't allow us film in his shop. Lovely bloke, and he has some great games, some fantastic games. Unfortunately, we didn't pick up anything for the Wii. I think I picked up most of the ones that I needed from his shop a few weeks back, which you've seen in previous video. And what really stood out for me in his shop was there was a bundle of games there that you really don't see very often, and that was Amiga games. We spent hours and hours of our time as kids playing on the Amiga, and it was really good to see some real retro in his shop. Had lots to choose from, loads of PlayStation 1, had quite a few PlayStation 1 games there, Wii, a few Wii U games, PS3, but to see the Amiga games was pretty special. And if I still had my Amiga, I might have picked up some. There was a few games that we used to play when we were younger, so it was really good to see those kind of games out in the wild, because you don't see them very often, particularly down here in Cornwall. On that note, so no pickups from that one. However, we are more optimistic for the next one. We now head down to the Pool Market and go and speak to the gentleman in there and see what we can find. Let's go. So it's another short little clip there of us going into the Pool Market. Unfortunately, we weren't able to film once again. So we went into the market and we asked the owner of the stall whether we could film, and he explained to us that they've had a few issues from videos in the past that haven't been too kind on them, and they have stopped all filming in the market, which is really unfortunate. We had a really good chat with him. He was happy for us to film, but unfortunately the owner of the market was not, so we respected that. She was very reluctant to let us film, so a little bit disappointing on the video front today, but it was nice to have a real good chat with the owner, and how he started doing his little stall, which has now become very big. Unfortunately, his Well, it was his son that was the collector. His son sadly passed away, and that's where it started for him, selling games, CDs, that sort of thing, DVDs. He has so much in there, records. He's got lots of boxed toys in there, a real good selection of items, and PS2, 3, Wii games, which is what we went in for. That was a good selection there. I have picked up a few of those Wii games, and I will show you those when we get back inside to the GC. But a really lovely gentleman. He said he does it all for charity, really. And a lot of their money goes towards charity, which is an amazing thing to be doing. He's an older chap. He has a bit of help with his social media side. He has a gentleman that helps him with that, which they have a website. So you can also have a look on there. So yeah, really, really good stuff. And I think we picked up about 5, maybe 6 games from him. It's just a shame that we couldn't film in the venue. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll have better luck in the future in a few of these game shops we plan to visit over the next few weeks and months. But come and join me back in my GC and we'll show you those pickups. And we are back at the GC following our drop-offs and our trips out, and as promised, let's go through those Wii games that I picked up in the market there at Poole. Some real good ones, a couple of uncommon ones, another one that was a little bit more mid-range market, so lower rare game, and we got a good price for that one. It was really nice to talk to the gentleman, as I said, and really get to know him as a person. They do a lot of charity stuff, and a lot of their money all goes to charity, which was really nice to hear. So yeah, let's see what we picked up from the market. So first one, we have another fishing game, Rapala We Fish. Again, all his discs, all his games were excellent condition. So no scratches on any of his discs. I won't go through all the discs, but as I've already looked at all these, they were in excellent condition. A quick clean up on a few of these, and they were good to go on the shelf. So our next one here is, I've seen this come up on Vinted a few times, but it makes it a lot easier when you're picking them up local and you're not having to pay that postage. So it takes that cost down. That one here is Battalion Wars 2. That one looks pretty good. Very similar to one of my favourite games in Command and Conquer. I so wish they'd release a few new ones of that, because it was an amazing game, and it'd be great to play that on some modern hardware. So next up, this one is a present from the brother. So he's picked up a few games, a few more games that will come from him for my birthday, but he said I could have this one early since we picked it up. Another uncommon one that you don't see very often, the Hardy Boys, The Hidden Theft. Yeah, I've not seen much on that one. So next up is the two rarer ones. First up, another uncommon one. Again, you don't see this one very often. Again, it's usually mid £10-20, depending on the quality of the game. We picked up this one for a decent price. I think CEX is selling them for £1, which I was quite surprised when we looked at the pricing after. So we picked this one up. Is Dual Quest Trilogy, so another uncommon game. A few dual games on there. One of those being Mahjong, which I've seen on a few videos recently, quite a few times. So that's that one. And then our last one is another war kind of game. Look forward to giving this one a go. It was a good arcade shooter. This one was the most expensive of all the games that we picked up there today. But again, he knocked the price down, which was really appreciated. And this one here is Gunblade Special Air Assault Arcade Hits Pack. LA Machine Guns Rage of the Machines. So it's like a dual game of arcade classic shooters. So I actually look forward to giving that one a good go. I think that one could be a good one to play on the Wii. Especially with the guns that we can use. We've got a few of the gun-based controller things that you put your controller in. So we've got a few of them that we can use to make it a bit more realistic. That might be quite good, giving that one a good go. So I'm actually going to look forward to playing that one. So that was the last of our pickups. We have more on the way. Stay tuned for Friday's pickups. We have quite a few to show you. We've got a few different things. We've got a few more Wii games and maybe a few plush as well that will hopefully arrive before Friday. So stay tuned to the channel. Please like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to create your world of gaming.